guys, it's Steph here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing the This or That book tag, which I saw on Kirsty from Melbourne on My Mind's channel, and I wasn't tagged to do this book tag, but I'm going to do it anyway because it sounded like fun. I'm going to leave a link to the original tag video down below as well as Kirsty's video, so you can definitely check it out. And if you feel like doing this one, definitely go ahead and have a go because it was quite fun to have a think about all of these questions. So we're going to get straight into it. Question 1 was, which is your oldest book and which is your newest book? So the oldest book that I own is actually this tiny little book, and it is a book of Shakespeare's sonnets which belonged to my grandfather. So it is my oldest book and it is one that's pretty special to me. The newest book in my collection is A Tyranny of Petticoats, edited by Jessica Spotswood. Obviously it's not necessarily the newest in publication order because I do have a few books that are being published later this year that I have on my shelf, but I can't share those with you yet. It is the one that has most recently entered my bookshelf. Question 2 is, which is your biggest book and which is your smallest book? So this is based on size, not on page length. So the biggest book that I own is this one. It is Bond on Set by Greg Williams, which is basically, if I can hold it up, it's basically photos from on the set of Casino Royale, so the first Daniel Craig Bond film. And it's huge and it's got great photos and I really like it. The smallest book again is the Shakespeare Sonnets book because it is the tiniest little thing ever. Question 3 is, show the longest book and the shortest book that you own. So the longest book that I own is The Passage by Justin Cronin, and I double checked, this has about 20 more pages than Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, so this does take it out. It has tiny Bible pages and it is really long and really dense. I really enjoyed it, but man, it's long. The shortest book that I own is Burn by Sophie Carlin, which is technically a short story, but it is in book form, so I'm counting it. Question 4 is, which is your most expensive book and which is your best bargain book? The most expensive book on my shelves is Star Wars Costumes, the original trilogy, which is a gorgeous hardback book and full of information and photos on the original trilogy's costume books, and I love it. The best bargain I have is The Lost World by Michael Crichton, which I think I picked up for about $2 secondhand because I love this book so much. I should probably buy myself a brand new copy of it because I love the book that much, but no, this was my best bargain because it has served me well. Question 5 is, show the most beautiful cover on your bookshelf and the ugliest one. Showing the most beautiful one is really tricky because there are lots of books that I like for lots of different reasons, but the one that I've gone for is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern because I love the black and white and the hints of red, and this was one of the last books that I bought purely based on cover. I had no idea about what this book was before I picked it up, but I saw the book cover and I couldn't put it out of my mind, and I bought it and I read it and I loved it, so I'm gonna have to put this one in for most beautiful cover. I think it's a bit harsh to pick one for the ugliest cover, but I'm going to go with Heirs to the Throne by R.F. Steinhauer, which to me seems really mean because I love this book. This book was really good. I was really pleasantly surprised by it, but I really don't like the cover. Question 6 is, what is your favorite book and what is a book that you hated? One of my favorite books of all time is I Station by Matthew Riley, and I will read this and reread this forever and ever, and I absolutely adore it. The book that I hated, oh gosh, I don't really hate books, but if I have to pick one that I tried to read over and over again, and you've heard me talk about this one before, was Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and no, couldn't do it, so I'm guessing that's going to have to do for hating a book. Question 7, name a book that made you cry and one that made you laugh. The book that made me cry is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, which again is also one of my all-time favourite books, and it definitely makes you cry. And the one that made me laugh is The Martian by Andy Weir, which was one of my favourite books last year, particularly because it did make me laugh. Question 8, name a book that warmed your heart and one that made you shiver. The one that warmed my heart, perhaps unexpectedly, was the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society book, which was gifted to me by a friend, and I've spoken about this in videos before, but ultimately I did not expect to enjoy this as much as I did and just enjoy the positive feelings that came from it, so warmed my heart. Don't tend to read a lot of books that make me shiver or have that reaction to it, but I'm going to go with the one that I read most recently, and that is Storm and Grace by Catherine Hayman, and this one was purely because of some of the content and the atmosphere that was built up with this whole thing of freediving, because man, that terrifies me, and whew, yes, I'll go with shivers Storm Grace. Question 9 is, what's one book that you can't wait to read and one that you've been putting off? So I can't wait to read Defy the Stars by Claudia Gray, which is being released next month, and I'm super excited to read that. And one that I've been putting off is Dracula by Bram Stoker, and really any classic book would fit into this category because classic books and I don't have the best track record at all, but I do want to read it. I do want to read it, but I'm just apprehensive. So hopefully this year I will get to it. Question 10 is, recommend a book that you want more people to read and one that was a disappointing read. So the one that I recommend everyone to read is A Dark Shade of Magic and the entire trilogy by V.E. Schwab, because it is awesome. Go read it right now. Please, please, please go do it. And the one that was a disappointing read, please don't hate me, was Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas, because this was disappointing. The final question is the next book that you are going to buy and one that you are going to clear off your shelves. So the one that I'm going to buy is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, because I've become obsessed with her books since reading Daughters of Smoke and Bone and I just want to read more. And the one that I'm going to clear off my shelf, not because I have any particular untoward feelings towards it, but it's just a book that I'm probably never going to read again and I'd rather pass it on to someone who might enjoy it, and that is Collide by Amy Jessica Russ. I enjoyed it when I read it, but I believe in passing on books that you know that you're not going to read multiple times. So that is the This or That book tag. As I said at the start of the video, if you would like to do this video, I tag you. Go ahead, enjoy it, and link me down below so that I can watch your tag video, because that would be awesome. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future content. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye! So here's a YouTube behind the scenes. I cover my bed in books while attempting to set up a camera. And yeah, I've got to sort through that mess and then put them away.